This is going to do nothing to put forward an effective regulatory system in Massachusetts. The House bill, they set out to improve what was passed in November. They did the exact opposite. This is a much weaker regulatory system that they put forward. And I hope the Senate, and I hope tomorrow, representatives stand up on the floor and say that this assault on the voters' will not go forward.
Do you think the compounding tax structure was a mistake?
I do. And I think that's reflective of the sloppy nature that this bill, the rapid and sloppy way this bill was written.
What does it tell you that the bill that came out of this committee and this committee's process didn't have really widespread support among its membership?
It's the worst example of Massachusetts lawmaking. What we've seen is a bill that was written in the dark, behind closed doors. Not even the members of the committee knew what was in the bill. That is probably the worst element of what we're seeing now. Government shouldn't work like that. Remember, we saw a delay, a 6-month delay, the only delay in the nation among legal marijuana states, done behind closed doors in an informal session. Now we're seeing a bill, a major rewrite done with no input and no knowledge by the people on the committee. This is terrible procedure. It does not make for good law, and that's why this law, that's one of the reasons why this law is so poorly written, will be so ineffective, and weakens the government structure so much. The voters deserve better than what we saw today.
What's the tax rate by your reading of it?
Tax rate with one transaction from wholesaler to from cultivator to retail would be up to 55%. If there's another step, cultivator to manufacturer. Say a cultivator grows marijuana, sells it to a manufacturer who puts it, manufactures it into edibles, and then that manufacturer sells it to a retail outlet. We would have a tax rate of effectively 80%, because we're talking about a tax levied at every transaction, and the compounding tax rate. So this is far beyond anything in the nation. It's the very worst thing you can do if you want an effective regulatory structure in Massachusetts.
Is that common in other states, the kind of the middleman for the edibles, or an edible manufacturer?
Other states have some wholesale tax, but none of them get to the level of this bill. It's ridiculous. It's irrational, and it's very, very dangerous, because it encourages the illicit market. The very thing that voters in November decided they didn't want to see anymore. They wanted to take marijuana commerce away from the illicit market, put it in the hands of regulated, tax-paying businesses. What this House version does is pretty much give the industry back to the drug dealers.